We all love our trees. The shade they bring on a hot day like today, they're wonderful. But unfortunately, we are at risk of losing them because of invasive vines that we allow to come into our landscapes. Today, we're going to see what to do about them and how to learn to identify them. Hello, my name is Andre. I'm the owner of the Grounds Guys of Falls Church, serving the Northern Virginia area, helping people maintain beautiful lawns and beautiful yards, and promoting as much as we can the planting of native trees. So there's a big concern about leaving ivies, especially invasive ivies, around trees. They can harm the tree and eventually bring it down and take them to their death. So this is a service that we can always propose to customers, to prospects, to help them maintain a clean landscape, about removing the invasive ivies and guiding the native ivies to benefit the overall environment. Another side benefit of removing ivy from the ground as a ground cover is that English ivy and other vines are hiding places for mice and rats, and a huge breeding ground for mosquitoes. When we cleared the ground here at Tuckahoe Recreation Club, in the following couple of weeks, we saw a significant decline in mosquitoes without ever using any sort of insecticide. There are several vines other than English ivy that are also invasive and pose threats to our natural landscape. Customers, homeowners, and other people interested in landscape are getting aware of this problem, and they are looking for ways to improve their landscape. This is where we come in, helping them achieve that objective. And it's a great opportunity for us to tap into the Plant Nova Trees initiative, bringing more native material for the landscapes that are in our neighborhood today. Whenever you're working around vines, native or not, there's a high chance that you're going to find some irritating plants in there. Poison ivy is very common to be also mingled with some of those vines. So whenever you're working in this environment, make sure that you are wearing long sleeves, some other protective equipment, closed-toe shoes, preferably boots that you can tuck your pants inside the boots, and you're protecting your skin. When working on your cleanup, also pay attention to the native vines and ivies that might be present. They are beneficial, and learning about them is something really important for you not to take those out of your environment. We're going to talk a little bit more about them later in another video during this session. One of the native vines that we find very often in our area is poison ivy. It is very beneficial to the environment, brings several fruits and berries to birds and other natural life, but we don't want it around where kids are playing. So if you're working on a natural environment, learn about it and leave it there. But if you're working in your home, in an area where kids are playing, then you remove it, but safely. Today we're here at Tuckahoe Recreation Club, and Tuckahoe is a client of ours, and one of the things that they hired us to was to clean up the whole perimeter. As you can see, the trees have been cleaned. There were countless pounds of English ivy, other vines, lots and lots of poison ivy as well. So we did an initial cleanup, made sure that we cleared all the existing ivy from the grounds, and now we're going to start doing the maintenance. We're going to probably need to chemically treat those vines because there's so many of them that it's virtually impossible for us to remove them. And from there onwards, we're going to maintain the grounds so we don't have any invasives in the club. And it's always so great to have a club that has this mentality because we can spread this knowledge to all of the members of the club at once. Invasive plants are plants that made their way into our region by different sources, from plants that are decorative, from boats, from people's shoes. The downside of invasive plants is that they will climb up on our native plants, the local ones, and they might weigh them down, they might suffocate trees, they may even block the whole sunlight and kill the plants underneath it. Native plants, on the other hand, they have developed here for centuries, for millennia, and the whole environment developed along them. So the biggest benefit is that they will provide food for the native fauna. Birds will eat their fruits, and more importantly, insects will lay their eggs, and their caterpillars will also feed from their leaves. And this is something that invasive plants cannot provide. All right, so now you know you should take some invasive vines off of your trees. What is the best way for you to do this? The best way is for you to clip as close to the bottom of the tree as possible. Specifically for English ivy and winter creeper, you should clip some 5 inches from it and in 2 spots, and then you remove what is in between. So this way you're making sure that there's no connection left between the roots and what is up in the canopy. For some thicker limbs or trunks of those vines, you may need a saw or just a simple screwdriver, and you pull it off. But don't pull off everything that is up above on the tree, because it might pull the bark off with it. If the vine is not stuck to the trunk, the best way for you to do it is to cut again at the bottom of the tree and cut more or less at shoulder height. This way you can see everything has been removed and it's not going to be connected to the roots.